You know, in any factory, there's always a gap, right? A gap between how busy you think you are and how truly productive you could be. Well, today, we're going to find that gap. We are breaking down a single, powerful number that reveals your factory's true potential, overall equipment efficiency, or as everyone calls it, OEE.
So let's just start with the most important question. Right now, on your production line, do you know exactly where money is bleeding away? I mean, is it lost time, reduced speed, wasted materials? OEE is the tool that literally pinpoints the source of the problem.
And to really get why that's so crucial, you have to understand the core challenge we're all facing. In today's manufacturing world, it's hyper-competitive. The pressure is always on. You've got to produce more, you've got to do it faster, and you've got to do it at a lower cost, really just to stay in the game. You've heard the old saying, right? If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And it is absolutely true. How can you possibly know if your equipment is performing at its peak? Without the right data, you're not just flying blind. You're basically trying to win a race with a blindfold on. So how do we take that blindfold off? Well, that's exactly where OEE comes in. Let's really dig into what it is and why it's pretty much considered the gold standard for measuring manufacturing productivity. So, the official definition is that OEE is a single metric that shows you just how close you are to what we call perfect production. And what does perfect actually mean? It means you're producing only good parts, as fast as humanly possible, with absolutely no stop time. You're hitting 100% on all fronts.
But let's cut through the jargon for a second. At its heart, OEE just answers three really simple questions about your machines. How long did it run? How fast did it run? And how many good parts did it make? Honestly, that's it.
And those three simple questions, they form the three pillars of OEE: availability, performance, and quality. Every single bit of lost efficiency on your factory floor, every single one, it falls into one of these three buckets. So let's break them down. First up, we've got availability. This pillar answers a simple question. Did we run when we were supposed to? It just compares the time your machine was actually making things with the time it was scheduled to. It is all about lost time. So, where does all that time go? Well, it gets eaten up by things like unexpected machine breakdowns, planned downtime for setups and adjustments, or even scheduled maintenance. Anytime the machine is supposed to be running but isn't, yep, that's an availability loss. Okay, so availability covers lost time. But what about when the machine is running, but just not as fast as it could be? Well, that brings us to our second pillar, performance. This one is all about lost speed. You know, performance losses can be kind of sneaky. It's not just about running the machine at a slower than ideal speed. It also includes those tiny, almost invisible micro-stoppages that really add up, or even just small inefficiencies in how an operator is running the machine. And finally, our third pillar is quality. This one's pretty straightforward. Did we make good stuff? It simply measures the number of defect-free parts against the total number you started with. This is all about lost value from making bad parts. These quality losses come from parts that need to be reworked, parts you just have to throw out as scrap, and even the defective stuff you make right when the machine starts up. Together, these three pillars and all their associated losses are what people in the industry call the 6 big losses. Okay, so we've got the theory down. Now let's get practical. How do we actually turn these ideas into a single, hard number? It's time to run the calculation. All right, we'll use a simple example. Let's just imagine a single 8-hour shift, which is 480 minutes. During that shift, the machine broke down for a full hour, 60 minutes. It produced 400 units in total, but only 360 of those passed inspection. Let's see what the OEE score is. First up, availability. We planned for 480 minutes of production, but that 60-minute breakdown meant we only actually operated for 420 minutes. So we divide our actual operating time by our planned time, and that gives us an availability score of 87.5%. We lost 12.5% of our potential right there, right off the bat. Step 2 is performance. Now this calculation gets a little more detailed because it compares how many units we actually made against what we could have made at the machine's absolute top speed. For our example, that works out to 95.2%. Hey, that's pretty good. It means we're running fast, but, there's still a tiny gap to close. And step 3, quality, is the simplest of them all. We made 360 good units out of a total 400. You just divide 360 by 400 and you get a quality score of 90%. So that means 10%, or 1 out of every 10 things we made, was defective. And here's where it all comes together. Now, this is the crucial part. We don't average these scores, we multiply them. And why do we do that? Because a loss in one area has this ripple effect on all the others. So 87.5% availability times 95.2% performance times 90% quality gives us a final OEE score of 75%. This really shows how those small losses in each category compound into a much bigger overall loss of efficiency.
So we have our score, 75%. But is that good? Is that bad? I mean, a number without context is just a number, right? Let's find out what this score is actually telling us about our operation.
Okay, so how do we stack up? This simple table gives us the industry benchmarks. Now, while 100% is the perfect ideal, 85% is what's considered world-class. Our score of 75% lands us firmly in the good category. Look, this isn't a bad grade. It's a starting point. It tells us we're solid, but there is a clear path to becoming great.
And that's the real power of OEE. It doesn't just give you a grade, it gives you a roadmap. So the big question is, how do we get from a good score of 75% to a world-class score of 85% or even higher? Well, the roadmap starts with the fundamentals. You can tackle your availability problem with preventive maintenance, servicing machines before they break. You can boost performance with better operator training. For quality, you've got to use root cause analysis to find the real source of the defects. And, sort of overarching all of this, are bigger strategies. Maybe consider automation to reduce human error and embrace the philosophy of Kaizen, just making small, continuous improvements every single day.
OEE shows you exactly where your losses are hiding, whether it's in availability, performance, or quality. It gives you the hard data you need to focus your efforts where they'll have the biggest impact. So when you look at your own operations, the only question left is, where will you begin?